Hello everybody and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and this is part 2 of our VFR flight out to Sedona. We got about 12 minutes left on our current heading, and then we're supposed to switch off to 336, I believe, and make our turn towards Sedona. So far this has been pretty fun. VFR map, there we go. Okay, so that's just that. Let's see if we can find it here. Oh, hey, we can move it. Oh, so we're right on course. Actually, you know what? I think we're just going to maintain our current heading and fly all the way out and see if it gets us there. It looks like we're coming a little off course. So that red line is our flight plan. So you know what? I think I'm going to adjust our heading to about 334 for now and come on back to it later. So let's give it a little tick over there. Just bring her in a little bit. Let's go ahead and do some sightseeing here. So let's see here. You know, and even out in the middle of nowhere, so we're not over any major cities, obviously. And I love the terrain. It's absolutely fabulous. We have clear skies, clear winds today, or calm winds today. Nothing real fancy about the flight, but it's been. It's a lot of fun actually making something happen for once. I really dug that checklist from the startup. If you guys haven't seen the previous video, I'll leave a link in the description for it below. You guys can check this out. We're currently at 8,500 feet. We're doing about 130 knots, so we're a little under what our projected speed was. But, you know, we do have the VFR map here, and so our expected flight time, see, we were 24 minutes and 36 minutes, so about 50 minutes is what the expected flight time was. We're clearly loading in another section of the terrain here. There it goes. So we're looking at about a 50-minute flight time according to the flight plan, which was sort of shocking, honestly. Do we have a nav log? What's the travel to do? Oh, that's... Oh, I didn't even know you could do that. Why would you want to do that? That's boring. Well, I suppose if you wanted to skip through. We take you all the way down to the taxi. Huh, I'll be darned. Alright, well, we're definitely not going to do that. That's cheating. You know what, let's add some clouds, though. Let's do, what do you guys think? Broken? Nope. Let's not do broken. Let's do, few clouds. How about few clouds? There we go. That looks nice. That'll give us something to do here. Let's make sure we're still on our correct heading here. Looks like we're good. I love the scenery. I can't ever get over it. And those clouds are always so phenomenal. You know what though? Let's I might have tuned them down in the previous, not the last video, but the one I did before that. I think they were, nope, they're on ultra. Alright, we're good. Let's get back at it. So other than the Garmin, I do love the 182. Flying it is a lot of fun. It feels good. It feels quote-unquote real for as much as I can remember. I think virtual reality is going to be... It's going to be the defining line for MSFS 2020. They're really going to have to make sure they optimize VR. I will say that I think... Look at that. Just look how clean that looks. That's just freaking amazing. I really think they're going to have to really make sure that they don't release VR too soon. Just from what I've seen even in DCS, if they release VR too soon, they're going to make a lot of people angry because it's going to be such an anticipated feature, even more so than the simulator itself was. That if they launch it too soon, man, they're gonna have a major problem. You know, I just thought about, so one of the things you can do, I think with our cameras, you can set a camera position. So for example, if this is what I want, I can do Control Alt and 1, and that locks that camera position, I believe. And so now, for example, if we come over here to the window, and I think if we hit Alt 1, Yeah, takes us back to the position we just saved. So I can probably actually do that with this, because remember I told you that right wing is really weird. So let's do Control Alt and 2. And so now if I do... Cool. That's nice. There we go. Alright. Not ideal, but it works. I can just change that mapping button to the Control 1. Or the Control 1. Custom Viewpoint 2, I guess is what that would be. I need to make custom views. Oh, there's another load in. And you can sort of see, if you watch the lines, you can see what the aircraft sort of bouncing around a little bit. Nothing crazy, so we're starting to get into a little bit of activity. Let's check out the outside view, shall we? Let's bring that up. I'll click that off screen. Let's go to the external. That looks just awesome. Whoa, we're loading again. We're definitely loading again. And I will say the external sound sounds very weird. That sounds like a fan with a playing card in it. Oh, by the way, so the depth of field actually only works for, I think, the camera and the external view. So the drone and the external view. So if we turn depth of field off, that'll probably smooth that out. Yeah, it did. Made a major difference. And it doesn't really, you can't really tell. That really looks nice. So, things to come, while I'm sitting here chatting with you guys, is we're going to be taking a look at the A320. I want to learn how to fly it, and actually what I was thinking about doing before then was the TBM. The TBM just, I think, is a cool looking airplane. It's great for what it is. It's fast, fun little jumps. The fact that you can get up to the, the high level airways is pretty awesome. But I was thinking about, I want to learn how to fly it, and then I was thinking maybe checking out FS Economy with everybody. If that's something you guys would be interested in watching, I think that'd be something fun to do. And that would be, again, full tutorial in the aspect of, we'll walk through the startup together and registration and all that. I haven't done any of that. I've never used FS Economy before, but it looks kind of fun. It's definitely a neat way to get you some flight experience and, give you a reason to fly, I guess, other than just the reason of flight itself. I like the lens flare. It looks nice. Let's go ahead and get back inside and see where we're at here. How are we doing on fuel? Fuel quantity is great. We're still at 20 gallons. Oh, that's the wrong one. Alright, how do we move this around? That's what I want to do. So there's the pointer. But what does it do? Alright, so let's see here. Toggle map pointer from map panning. Okay. So then once we've toggled it, then what? You know what? That's what I should do. Hang on a second, guys. So I'm going to do something like this. We'll do Control Alt. Oh, we're loading again. Alright, so now, see something real quick. More or less. Alright, so how, it says I've got the cursor, but now how do I pan it around? What does declutter do? Oh, That's nice. Push to pan. Okay. So push it. I'm really confused how it works. It says to toggle it, but how do you actually move it around? It looks like I would be like a remote. Like you can push it forward, and I mean it's got the buttons for it, but I don't see rotating it still does the same thing. So it looked like it moved there for a second. I'm sure it's not the arrows. Nope, definitely not the arrows. I'm really confused. Nope, that is not what I wanted to do at all. And we are coming, well, yeah, it looks like we're off course again. What's our course heading? 334. I bet it was when I added the clouds in. I saw it jolting the plane around a little bit. So let's go to like 332 for now. Steer us back on track. Well, if you guys can tell me how this works, that would be really handy. Oh, wait a minute. See, it moved again. No, that moves the whole camera. I am so confused. I feel like this should be... Oh, hey. Huh. I'm just playing around with things at the moment, as you can tell. I really want to know how to pan the map around, because I don't want to bring up that VFR map that's like epically cheating, but... And it moved just a little bit. Toggle map pointer for panning. I did that. But then how do you actually pan it? I don't know. What do we got out there? Maybe Eloy? Oh, it's Phoenix. KIWA. What airport is that? We're close to Phoenix anyway. I suppose that depends on what the range scale is here. Does it give us anything that tells us that? Guess not, huh? 335 tracking 333 direct. You see, oh, ground speed is 148 knots. Okay, never mind. We are on track. So that's our true airspeed. Gosh, I didn't even think about that. Our true airspeed right there is 149 knots. Shame on me. I should have known better than that. I didn't even think about that. So this is giving us our indicated, and this is true airspeed. Son of a gun. Alright, so in that case we're right on track here, I guess. Oh, we're getting bouncy. Man. I bet it's going to get pretty rocky over here as we start coming over those mountains. But this is what I'm talking about. So this is going to be kind of cool. This is going to be a good test. I'm kind of excited about this. I'm interested to see how well the environmental effects truly affect the aircraft here as we start going over these mountains, because this should become a pretty bumpy ride here in a minute. especially as it's getting later in the day and it starts heating up. But anyway, so yeah, the TBM is definitely, oh, sorry guys, definitely a focus of mine. I'd really like to check it out. It looks like it'd be a lot of fun. I watch this pilot on YouTube every now and then. What is it? Kenevo something. I can't remember it now. I can't remember what his first name is. I'm subscribed to his channel, but anyway, he flies a TBM professionally, and it's always cool watching him. Neat plane, pretty plane. Those turboprops are pretty fun. Kind of curious what kind of training hours it takes to get into a turboprop. Excuse me. What I'd like to do is I'd like to at least get into twin turbos. Or twin turbos. Yeah, you can tell my motorhead. Twin engine. Like the Comanche or the Baron or something. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Other cool news. So I was able to get a hold of the Honeycomb Bravo throttle quadrant. I didn't get the pre-sale, but I got, I think, a week 6 production. So I'm probably looking at, if I'm doing this right, probably looking at end of November. Ugh. But you know, absolutely worth it if it's anything like the yoke. And plus, oh my gosh, if you guys have not checked out the Honeycomb Bravo throttle quadrant, you are not living the sim life, because that thing is amazing. The throttles, all the axis on it are completely customizable. Has, for you airline drivers, has the arming speed brakes, has the thrust reversers. The thrust reversers actually work. Now, they're not actuated levers like you would expect. You know, they don't actually have their own axis. They're just little flip-ups that are in front of the throttle, but there's contacts. So you change the top of the knob out to whichever one you want. Like, for example, if you wanted to have these, or like a TBM or something like that, you know, where any of the other turboprops where they've got those really cool looking throttle handles. So you can change them out to those, or you can change them out to like the 737, I should say Boeing throttle handles. And then it's just got little tabs right in front that you still lift up like you would a normal thrust reverser. But what it is on the bottom of the handle grips, there's contacts, electronic contacts. So based on what you have set in, it actually registers the flip up and versus the flip down. So, you know, it's not full actuation like, you know, in a real thing, but still having something finally. I mean, no more push buttons or using a mouse to freaking you know, get back on, or get the thrust reversers out, you know. So I'm really stoked on that. It looks like we're about set now, so let's go ahead and go back to 335. Looks like we're back on our course line. So this is part of why I don't like the Garmin, is I relied on it. So shame on me. So hopefully you guys are still at least enjoying the flight. It's pretty out. Like I said, I'm loving the aircraft, even with the autopilot on. You know, you can see the camera sort of bouncing around and rocking a little bit. So really enjoying the experience. But yeah, I totally ended up relying on this, so shame on me. I think had this not been here, I'm willing to bet we wouldn't have made it. I'm willing to bet we would not have made it. Probably would have gotten lost. So I screwed that one up. Failed there somehow. But again, learning experience. I'll have to do some more research and figure out what the proper way to handle these situations. Here we go. Here we go. This is what I was hoping to see. That's nice. I just want you guys to know, autopilot's still on. My hands are off the controls. go ahead and let's disengage the autopilot and take control here. As we're loading in. Great timing. Get back on course here. There we go. Actually got a little high. So yeah, we're, you know, with turbulence, you always want to, at least for me, I always feel like you need to correct for the bounce and, you know, not let the plane settle back to where it was. You know, the plane changes position and I immediately want to correct that. Getting us back down to our altitude, we got way high. Which I don't know how we got so high all of a sudden. Because I don't feel like that's a radar altimeter. There's no way. You notice that the altimeter's wrong? Look at that. 2799er. Do you have to set it differently on this as well? What do we want? Altitude. And heading. Alright, so let's set this here, because that could be a major problem. So where would you set the barometric pressure? Oh, right there. Alright, so we need to... Damn it. I hate these stupid tooltips. It's not letting me change it. Maybe I can't. I can't decide if that's a bug or if it's because of the conditions we're in. I'm not sure why I can't change that. It lets me roll it up, but I can't. Oh, I need to roll it up, dumbass. Okay, that thing seriously needs to go. That tooltip is right smack where I need to be. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, just the map. Alright. There we go. Hold your head perfectly still. Nope, failed. Almost got it. There we go. We're at 10,000 feet. Wow. So we should totally be on oxygen at this point. So let's get the altitude down. We are way high. That pisses me off. That sucks. And shame on me. Again, so fail number 2. I didn't check reference my gauges or my electronic equipment to the standby gauges or to the altimeter. Fail. Pilot fail number 218 for me today. That's frustrating. Wow. Okay. Maybe we shouldn't descend. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and take control, because what are we learning, right? I think the next one I'll try, I think we'll turn the nav screen off. Maybe on the way back home, or I think from here maybe we'll go to Phoenix, or maybe go further north. Maybe we'll go to Vegas. That'd be kind of fun. Go tour around in a 182. Well, I gotta say, 8,500 feet, it actually feels a little low given, look at that, look how cool that is. It's so pretty though. Does that make me sound epically feminine? That looks great. That looks like something out of Jurassic Park. Dun, 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 dun. Ah! Sorry. So far, I'm really impressed with the turbulence. That was fun. Felt legit. The corrections were cool. I'm pretty butthurt about the mistakes I've made in this flight so far, but I guess it's something that will come with time. And that's the thing with DCS, you know, where I've spent most of my simming career, I guess, if you will, is, you know, you have all the electronic systems, you have your nav systems, and I get it, you have it here, but I'm saying that I was never in a position to really force myself to learn VFR. You know, you punch in your waypoints, you have your heading indicators on the heading tapes and on your HSIs and whatnot, and you know, so definitely spoiled. Plus doing 800 knots, hell, we would be to Sedona and back by now. Let's go and get that nose down further. Although I feel like our cruising altitude was too high, or too low, excuse me. But oh, here's another load-in. And on top of getting some turbulence. Oof. Come on. Come on, load in. There we go. Alright, coming up on our target altitude here. Look at that. There's that red rock of Sedona. I think we'll hold about here. Look at that, it looks so cool. So I did get a couple more tips, by the way, of some things for us to try as far as increasing performance. So I'm putting another video together after I finished testing a few things, mostly in-game settings that seem to make little or no difference visually, but significant difference performance-wise. Specifically with the, sounds like the terrain detail. For those of you who want to try it, the recommendation that I'm seeing is kick it down to about 80, and the impact to visual quality is minimal. Impact to the performance is fairly extreme. Here we go again with some turbulence. So if anyone wants to try that, that's the tip of the day. I've seen a couple of registry hacks and things like that. I will not be going over those, only because I'm not going to have someone follow one of my videos incorrectly or miss a step maybe, and or accidentally touch something they shouldn't have and blow out their OS because I told them to get into the registry. There are things you can do to protect yourself from irreparable damage, usually, depending on what you break. But the registry is one of those things where you don't really want to play with it unless you really need to. So, and I don't think that the performance of the sim warrants touching the registry. I just don't. By the way, don't ever bother opening one of those windows on accident or anything while you're in flight. You will get an error that you have overstressed the surface of the aircraft, and it will force you to restart your flight, which I think that's a little extreme, but you know, hopefully again something that gets addressed. Tell me kind of things you guys would like to see, you know, some flights, maybe some places to go, anything you guys would like me to cover. Like I said, so far on the board, I know I've already discussed this, but for anyone who might have skipped past it, we're going to be doing some A320 work, some TBM work. I want to stay closely watching that A320 because of the modifications that are being done to it, being Zebo-ized. I'm pretty sure it's not the same team, but you guys get the gist. Anyone who knows what the Zebo is knows what I mean. There's a team doing the same thing to the A320 if you haven't heard yet. So that'll be fun. But yeah, let me know what kind of stuff you guys want to see. We're going to do the FS economy, start checking that out. And seeing how difficult that is to set up, and what kind of incentives it gives us to fly, you know, other than the cool part of flying in general. I mean, what's not fun about flying? Why my camera stopped working? Am I off screen? Interesting. I have totally lost my camera here. Oh. Yeah. What the heck is going on here? Let's reset the position. Weird. Okay, so if you use a custom view, then you have to hit reset position to get back to the default views. I don't like that. That's stupid. Which is weird because the side window was working. I could look out to the side without problems. Thought about doing a detour and going around these mountains, but we'll see how it goes. I'm willing to bet that's going to be a bumpy ride. Yeah, I'm getting knocked around pretty good right now. Digging it though. Although, man, I could imagine these mountain ranges in some bad wind would be horrible. Make you want to puke. Alright guys, well it looks like we're about 15 to 20 minutes from our approach, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here, and we'll pick up and finalize our flight in the next one. So I will catch you guys soon. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I really do. Catch you in the next one, guys.